Hi everyone, it's Mira Raven and welcome to Magifest 5D. I'm here to bring you to your highest timeline. So today I want to talk about success and how success can be a beautiful thing, a wonderful thing, the challenge of achieving success or the illusion of success can be a really great path towards growth. But I also want to talk about the pitfalls of going for a life of success or reaching for success, or again, what we describe as success in our society, right? So let's talk a little bit first about success, right, in our society. And obviously, my perspective is an American perspective since I do live in America and I am privy to the Western world and its conditioning. So I think that most people would say that success in a general way is defined by somebody's ability to achieve, right? Achieve career success. Usually it's career or financial success. That seems to be the type of success that is the most common and the most recognized in our culture. However, as many of you have probably heard from different people at different points in your life, you get to measure your success. You get to measure what success looks like for you. That's really up to you. That's the real truth, is that success is not measured by somebody else's standards or by society's standards. It's measured by your standards and what you believe to be success. Success could be getting out of bed and brushing your teeth and cleaning your room. That could be success. It does not need to be this extravagant spectacle of events and accomplishments, right? It can be, but it doesn't have to be. And I think that that's where we can get ourselves into a perpetual cycle of dissatisfaction, of insecurity, of never feeling like we're good enough. And I remember so I'll use a little bit of my own experience right now just to kind of paint a picture. I remember when I was a little girl, I was really excited about, music. I mean, I still love music. Don't get me wrong. I am like always gonna love music, but I specifically was a little bit more interested in being famous, right? And being a star. And of course, because I was, I guess gifted musically, people would tell me things like, you're going to be famous, you're going to be a star. And so when people said that to me, it made me go, oh, like, that's what I wanted. That's what I need to do. I need to be famous. I need to be a star. I need to go bigger. I need to be, on TV and all this, right? And so I went through a phase where I was interested in that, where I wanted that. And I remember there was like a talent scout or something that came to our little small town, and they were looking for actresses and models, and they were scouting. And I don't even remember what it was called. I wish I could remember what it was called. But I feel like it's called like Pro Scout or something like that. I don't know. Again, let me know in the comments if you've heard of that. But anyway, I think it was probably a scam anyway. Like it was probably like sketchy anyway. And my parents, I begged them. I was like, please, can we do it? Please, can we do that? And they were like, no, we don't want you in all that. We don't want you doing all that. If you're older and you want to still go for that, then that's something you can do, but we're not gonna do that. And I was so upset with them at the time, right? And then I remember as I got older, I was really interested in celebrities and watching things like ET, Entertainment Tonight, and like you know, looking at the celebrity tabloids, and like I was really into that. And then I remember one of my favorite pop stars, you know, Britney, and you know, I'm a millennial, so I was around for like Britney and Lindsay Lohan and all these different stars. And I just remember watching them just break down. Just break down. And it's like, even though I didn't know what was going on, I have a really good sort of sixth sense, and I could kind of read between the lines of what was going on. And I just remember having this moment where I just said, I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be famous. I don't want that. I don't want that. And then I went through a period of time where I was like kind of obsessed and also like scared. Looking at all these stars and watching their, you know, their rise and fall, essentially seeing them get to this big point and then seeing how unhappy they were. And I put myself in their shoes and I thought about, wow, like, I bet they feel lonely, you know? And I remember there was that song by Britney Spears called Lucky. And I remember feeling a little bit, I felt for that song, you know, because on my own little sphere of just being like a little gifted kid, and people, even in the small town that I was in a way, I was a little bit of in a very small way, child star or a celebrity, or I was put on a pedestal, right? In some kind of way, because people said, oh, wow, you're so talented, you're so da da da. And so people put me on a pedestal in the same way that they would a celebrity. And what happens is when people put you on a pedestal, they stop thinking that you have feelings. They stop treating you like a human being, right? And then it's just suddenly everybody's just so enamored by you. But it's almost like everybody is putting you on a pedestal, so you never truly feel like you get to be a human, and you also never truly feel like you get to have real deep connections with people. And it's just this weird, alienating, isolating feeling. And even though I wasn't a celebrity, in my own way, just being the person that I was and in the situation that I was in, I could relate to that. And I was able to put myself in their shoes and think, wow, even if they have all that money, even if they have all that fame, even if everybody loves them and everybody thinks they're so talented and beautiful and all of that, because they're being put on a pedestal, people aren't treating them the same. And also it's hard for them to trust people because they don't know if somebody's just using them for their money or their fame, or because they want to be around somebody who's talented and beautiful, right? And even though I'm not rich, I have experiences like that where people say, yeah, you're so talented, but they don't ask me like, how are you doing? How are you today? You know, like they mostly focus on, oh, are you gonna sing? Are you gonna perform? Are you gonna wow us? And it's like, I just want to exist, right? And so I'm sharing my own experience a little bit here, and I will always let you guys know that until we get to summertime in Chicago, there will be fans that pop on every now and then in the background. So apologies for that. But I wanted to bring up my own experience because this is what got me thinking about success. It got me thinking about what's the point, you know? And so for me, even with my music, it's a slow journey. Like, I am not trying to necessarily be famous. I'm still kind of a little bit afraid of being too big or getting too big or getting too famous. And so I try to sort of just, I try to sort of find a happy medium between doing what I love and growing as an artist, but also I'm not extremely hungry to be the biggest star ever either. You know what I mean? So I say that all to say that with success, with joy, right? Because people, let's think about, why do we want to achieve success? What are we trying to succeed? What are we trying to achieve success for, right? And usually it's for security, it's for recognition, it's for validation of self-worth. So let's go back to security, right? So security. We think that by getting lots of money, usually if we get lots of success, we get lots of money, and if we get lots of money, we'll feel secure. But you can see time and time again, people with lots of money, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're secure. It depends, right? If you get millions of dollars, but you then change your spending habits and you change your requirements, your bare minimum, your non-negotiables, right? It's like, oh, I gotta have at least 3 cars to live this lifestyle now. And so everything scales up, right? And so you could be a millionaire and you could still be broke because you've just scaled up your lifestyle. And now that you've gotten used to this lifestyle, to go lower than that would feel like, oh, I'm less than. Oh, well, that's not good enough for me anymore because now I'm here, right? So then you have to fight to keep that status. So then it's almost like harder because you have to keep it at right there. Otherwise, you could maintain the same standards that you did before. Like, let's say you get $1 million, but you still ride like an old beater car, or you just get like a modest car and a modest house, and you just say, yeah, I don't need like the most expensive thing, and you pretty much live your life the same. Then okay, that might work, and you may not feel this need to hustle. But most people, they'll get more money, they will level up, right? And then they'll level up their spending, and they just keep having to keep going, right? So when you're doing that, right, you're not secure. You're not secure. The only way that you'd be secure is if this goes up, but your level of spending, right, doesn't go up with the amount that you go up, or it only goes up a little bit. So you still have lots of money around, right, in case you need it or whatever. So that's security. So it's really a false sense of security. Really, that's what it is. It's a false sense of security because anything could happen. Anything could happen. You could lose the money. If you're in investments, the stock market could crash. Things could get stolen from you. Like anything could happen at any time. You could get sick. There's so security is it's one of those things where it's like, what is security? What is security? And in a lot of ways, when you have more money, you're more of a target. People want to get some of that, right? And so then you become more isolated. The more money you have, the more isolated you are. You can't just be a regular person anymore because people are wondering, oh, what are you going to do with all that money? Can I have some? You know what I mean? That's why a lot of rich people are quiet. And you don't see them. Whereas when you're just a, regular person like me, I'm a regular person. I'm just here. I'm regular, So I enjoy that. I enjoy being a regular person. I found a lot of joy in that. I'm happy that I'm not super famous. It's actually really relieving. And I can just chill, right? So we have security. And then the other thing is, feeling a sense of fulfillment, right? Joy. Feeling a sense of accomplishment, right? Recognition. So recognition and validation, really, those two things go together. Because when somebody is recognizing us, that is validating our self-worth. So I'll kind of put those two together. So is it possible to feel a value in yourself without external recognition and validation. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't need somebody to validate you, to tell you. You don't need to even accomplish anything to know your worth. You see what I'm saying? I mean, your ambition is a good thing. Your desire to go and explore those things is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. But go be ambitious for the sake of the journey. Like, for the sake of just doing it and seeing what happens. What if we just went after our goals from a perspective of, I just want to see what happens. That's it. That's it. Right? Because so many of us do this and say, okay, I want to go after this because I want to make a lot of money and I need to conquer and I need to feel like I am worth something. And until I do something big and people notice me and they tell me how wonderful I am, then and only then will I be worthy. Well, I can tell you, as somebody who's had people telling me my entire life that I'm talented, that I'm wonderful, that I'm this, that I'm that, and people have been telling me wonderful things externally my whole entire life. No, it doesn't work. The only thing that works is when you believe in your own value, in your own worth. 1,000 people could tell me how beautiful, talented, whatever they want to tell me, but I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. The only time that I feel anything is when I recognize and I bring it back to myself and I recognize in myself my talent or my beauty or my value. And so I say all this to say, find joy right now. Find joy right now. You don't need to wait until you've gotten to this level or gotten to that level. You do not need to wait to feel joy. You can feel joy right now. I don't care where you are. I know for me, I'll never forget it. I had a moment where I had just gotten out of school. I didn't have a job. I had just gotten out of school, and I was literally in that moment where I had just graduated. I didn't know what my plan. I didn't really have a plan. I should have, but I didn't really have a plan. I did, but you know what I mean? There was a lot going on. I'm not going to get into it, but there was a lot of different things that I was processing through and I needed to do at that time. So I didn't have a job. I didn't have it, essentially I didn't have it together. So I was just like, close to being homeless. And I remember power was turned off, didn't have electricity, didn't have internet. I had nothing. And I just remember having a moment where you think that I would be super depressed. And I think I was a little bit upset at first, but I got to a certain point where I just was like, you know what? I'm grateful. I'm gonna go to the park. I'm gonna sit and read a book. I was definitely trying to find a job and all of that. I was doing things to get myself in a better place. But I just remember having a moment just sitting in the park, and I have a video of myself, just a video of me with my feet in the grass. And I just say, the best things in life are free. And I just remember having this whole moment where I just realized that you can find joy wherever you are. No matter what you're going through, no matter what is happening. Joy is a choice. And the thing is when you choose to feel joy before you've earned it, you don't need to earn joy, okay? Stop thinking that you need to earn joy. You do not need to earn joy. Joy is your birthright. You have every right to be happy right now. I just want you to know that. You don't need to work your ass off to allow yourself to be happy. Just be happy. Find joy right now. And then after you find joy, who cares? Go after what you want to go after, but have fun with it. Just have fun with it. Take the pressure off, right? Go after your goals, but have fun. There's no pressure. There's no, oh, if I don't get this, then I'm not worthy. No, cut that out. Cut that out. Because it's not true, right? You already are worthy right now. No matter how messy your life is, no matter how messy you are, no matter how messy your room is, no matter how messy your mind is, you are worthy. Because you are not your trauma. You are not your past. You are not your spouse. You are not your children. You are you. And you are expansive. Meaning that you can be and are everything right now. So please, don't wait 50 years, 40 years, 30 years, whatever. Don't wait to be happy. Stop waiting for some accomplishment to give yourself permission to enjoy your life. Enjoy your life right now, because I can tell you, the more that you climb and climb and climb and climb, if you don't know how to enjoy the moment, it doesn't matter how much you climb, because you haven't learned how to feel joy in the present moment. Feel joy in the present moment now, then climb and climb and climb and climb and enjoy the journey of that. Right? But if you miss the step of learning how to just feel joy and knowing your value right now, you're going to be disillusioned when you get to the top and when everybody's telling you you're so wonderful and great and you feel empty inside. I can tell you right now, that's exactly what's going to happen if you do not take the time to learn how to enjoy the process and find joy in it. I hope that this was helpful. If you would like to work with me more, I do have a coaching cohort. It's my very first cohort, and I will be launching it pretty soon, hopefully this spring. I am offering some free spots because I really just want to get it out there, get some feedback, and it's all about finding your authentic voice, and getting aligned, right, with who you really are. And so if that sounds like something that you need right now and you like my style, then I'm going to leave a link below in the description, and go ahead and click that link and set up a discovery call with me. It's free. And the first 5 people that sign up will get access to this cohort, which is an 8-week session, completely free. Find your authentic voice. And it's got a workbook. It's got weekly calls and weekly accountability check-ins with yours truly. So yeah, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Peace and blessings, everyone.